Iron Stories, Episode 7, Closure. Welcome back to another episode of Iron Stories. Yeah, we returned back to the Holdfast Barrow together with Nesana after we took a turn, or we took a short breather in Greenhome in the near the village. So the thing is, I quickly looked up how this whole thread thing works, and basically it is whenever it's so normally you have on your WoW you have it's a normal progress bar with 10 boxes, and within the thread basically is sitting on top or within these boxes, and whenever you have to move menace, is basically you tick one box per menace you move on this thread thing. So you basically fill out these thread boxes above the other boxes of the progress bar, and if you reach 10 with those, then you automatically have to forfeit your iron vow. So it's basically a timer that constantly goes on. So when you take longer breaks, like I did now with Kaivan and going to the village to recuperate, basically the machinations behind what is working against my iron vow is progressing further and could of course change the outcome of my vow. Even if I'm successful in progressing with the WoW, I could still fail just because I wasn't fast enough. So it's kind of a timer, and which fits here. There's a timing element here, of course, where San could escape the Holdfast Barrow, or the remains of San could do that, and if the Dark Forest is any indication on what could become when San escapes, well, that would be probably very bad for the whole Ironlands. So we would return back with Nasana to the Holdfast Barrow, and she of course is wondering, okay, why isn't there anybody here? And Kaivan explains to her as he said before when he left, is the chances were probably not that great anyway from the beginning, just because it's a small village. It's mostly a farming village, and he explains to her he doesn't have that much sway, especially with these kind of people, or with any people in the Ironlands in general, because he is what the Ironlanders are calling wardens. So he is an outcast, and he explains here that he's an outcast, and shows her the mark that he has, that every outcast has on the right hand. So kind of signifying him, he's just basically there to defend. So it's his job and not theirs. So it's not kind of, yeah, so he doesn't have any leverage, so to speak, to enforce come on and help me. So basically they say, well, they come to me to help, and it's not the other way around normally. And Kulan was one of those that could have helped, but I mean, he's dead already, so he's probably not much of a help. And Asana would probably listen to that. carefully. Maybe it's an error that Kaivan explains her how the Iron Lands are defended, because it would of course open them up to an invasion kind of their people. But I mean, Kaivan probably doesn't have much interest anyway beyond his sister. So I mean, they didn't give anything to him, so why should he do that back? So maybe he's a little bit hardened from that. So yeah, they get back to the thing, and Kaivan probably also took some provisions with him, especially torches, because I presume that the torches that he lit during his first go around in the Sparrow is probably it's probably gone out, so it makes sense to relight them to make way again. So they stand back at the entrance, and they are going back down into the barrows. So and the son again says, "You lead the way." She doesn't seem to be fully in trust still with Kaivan. Makes sense. I mean, for her, these Ironlanders are enemies in a sense. So she's probably not too thrilled, but I guess it's whatever she could hope for in these times. So let's delve the depths first. And again, he because he knows already. I mean, he knows the beginnings of the barrows more or less, so he could still try to carefully maneuver his way around and lighting up torches as he encounters them back again and replacing them with new torches. He's probably more aware now on what's down there than he was before. He's a bit more braced for whatever may come as he goes down. So let's roll wits on the delve the depths, and it's a complication. So it's A, a miss, and B, it's a complication. So first of all, I have to reveal a danger. Let's maybe see what we could get here. Check the theme card. Tomb or burial site. Yeah, that's for sure. And it's a complication. So as I said before, so time has passed, of course, and as I said at the end of the last episode, the tomb or the seal have begun to break more in his absence, or in their absence, and the stone slabs that were covering the entranceway was dislodged anyway. So yeah, that's that. So what could be a complication be here? Yeah, I mean, apart from just having a ton of enemies just gathering and coming against him and her, yeah, well, maybe. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe that's it. What happens here? Well, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Let's do this again. Reveal this danger again. A discovery undermines or complicates your quest. Yeah, I can do that. Um, so yeah, why not? So maybe this makes sense. So uh, they go he they make their way down to the safe room again. Um, where they previously were. And I mean, as I said, along the way, he's using some of his torches. So let's say at least some of his supply goes down just because he's lighting up torches as he goes. And they discover here what I said last time, so that the stone slab has I would say even has broken off completely. So it's now down on the floor completely, away in front of the door, and the door it's just sitting there. The seals probably have lost all their magical arcane power that would hold down anything that comes back. And this room, where it previously was a safe room in the sense of it was calm, it was warm, it was protected by this altar of Heimdall. The this altar has a visible big crack through it. It seems to that this dark energy, dark force has seeped into the safe room completely, has removed it completely from its magic. It has gone down cold again. It's no longer warm as it was before. It's no longer probably safe. And as I said, the stone slab has broken off. The seals, as I said, probably have lost their magic completely. So yeah, it's just this dark mist is filling the room, and he has trouble keeping the torch lit. It seems as some sort of wind or gust is forming in this room, although it's there isn't any wind directly in the things. It's even a kind of odd. It's specifically it's a force that seems to be working against them. They don't want them to be here. Yeah, I would say that's a good complication here, that this has broken off completely, that they lost their save room, and it's just a matter of time where this would make any problems here. So I would say what could we do? I would say so. I mean, the stone slab is still on the front, so it's probably not going to open completely yet. But the door has slightly become ajar and slightly opened. There's like a slit, so to speak, that is open, or a gap, yeah, maybe gap in the doors where this thing can seep through. And Kaivan looks at Nisana and he says, "Well, this doesn't bode well. We should. So what should you do? Should we? Do you know anything of? Do you know any magic, or do you know any ritual? But no, probably no magic. They're not kind of sort of static. But maybe ask, do your people know some rituals to banish evil things? I mean, he's not really kind of knowledgeable about any particulars of their race, and and she looks a bit like annoyed back. So okay, what are you presuming of us, basically? And the other thing is, it's your mess, it's your seals in the first place. So even if I would know some rituals, I probably won't know the rituals specifically that go on here. So whatever it's down there, it's probably best to just make it or kill it. At least you should have this, says Nesana. And she gives me, I would say, it's a bunch of arrows, and I can see the arrowheads instead of the dull iron that's on there. There's this shining silver, and also the arrows, where my arrows are normally more crudely made, quickly made. These are beautifully made, handcrafted arrows. She said only use them for undead, or for big targets, basically. So use them cautiously and preciously. They might be what we need to finally seal whatever lurks in there, and we should go ahead and go. And Kaivan isn't really sure if he really wants to. I mean, he knows he has his WoW. He knows, okay, I have to basically go. I have to progress further, but I don't know if we'll come to see, and if this even makes any sense at all, even to go and do this. I mean, there are two people, and I mean, on the one hand, they may have the advantage or the numbers, because there's maybe 2-1. There's maybe one's on and they're just two, so they would have the numbers. But I mean, he doesn't really know what's behind that door. So there could be anything and everything. So that's kind of it's kind of difficult for him to think here. So I mean, I can, I think he faces the danger, and he does so is it loyalty? It's probably not. So maybe he just says, okay, maybe do it with whatever is left of my my wits, my intuition, my insight, my observation, and let's do this. So at least help me. Well, maybe it's not even strength, because I mean, I have to push open the door, and I have to put away this slab. So yeah, why not make it strength? So iron, basically, which is not that great. So, but I get a weak hit at least. So what does the weak hit do? You succeed but face a troublesome cost. So I could be delayed, lose advantage, or face a new danger. You're tired or hurt. You're dispirited or afraid. That makes most sense that I'm dispirited, just because I'm in this. I mean, what could two people do against whatever lies here? I mean, they had a whole room, or I mean, we passed a whole regiment of people that were here and sent here to guard. So what could two people do in that phase? Then again, when they were guarding, they were probably not dead yet. So yeah, so it makes maybe sense that it's stress that I have to endure. So I take one spirit away, and then I have to roll heart or spirit, whichever is higher, which is just currently spirit. It's another miss and another complication. Why not? You also suffer -1 momentum. That's too much. So that's I'm going to 1 momentum here. I press on, but I mean, and there is another complication here. Oh, I could say, okay, while we are trying to put away the stone slab to open it, maybe we were also discussing what are the chances, what are not. During that whole thing, I would say that I got a bit carried away. I was and not paying attention as much, and there is another piece of rock or stone that was loose where did I picked up and got away. And I would say that there are I let go one of the stone slabs a bit too early, and it crashed down on Nesana. She's fine, but she's hurt, and she can't accompany me anymore. And she begins to probably swear in an unknown language to Kaivan probably, but you could guess that it's swearing. So she cannot accompany me going forward, which might make the whole thing even worse. Okay, but I would say this is a milestone in my iron bow of getting rid of the corruption. It's facing the danger here and facing whatever is beyond there. Okay, so I continue on into the unknown, and I do that alone, which is, yeah, that's not going to be bad. Okay, so let's delve the depths some more. Delve the depths, and I do this. I still try to do this with as much care as I can. Oh, at least now it's the other way around. Now it's an opportunity. So that means it's a strong hit. You delve deeper, which is good. So I mark progress on the side itself, which is very slowly going forward. I do a strong hit here, and it already says here find an opportunity, which is nice. So what is my opportunity? Let's try and roll on the table. Find an opportunity. You locate secure area. We did that before. That's not. The terrain favors you, or you find a hidden path. Okay, then choose one again. Insert or prepare. Take one momentum. Take the action. Which just the opportunity to do, and so take one momentum on a hit. So I take the momentum back, I guess. So what could so I would say I find a hidden path here. So as I going in now, I can see here it's here beyond the door, the the darkness has gotten hold way better. I mean, it's originating from here basically. So the torches that I start to burn to light up the place are having even a harder time to keep up, to keep light. So yeah, that's that. But at least and this is now properly a tomb here, and so there's now just rows and rows of these open graves where they just made alcoves and put the dead people in there. So this is oldish burial thingy. I can also see some of them. They were like as they as they appear in these alcoves. Some of them were like shackled, so you can see the skeleton arms have been shackled above or somewhere around, and also, or maybe also even the legs. So they have been probably put forcefully wherever they are now, which in the whole story setting on how they were buried. So some of them were buried alive. So they're probably those that were the most resistant to be buried. I mean, you don't want to be buried alive as you come by. So these were the ones that they put behind there, and they shackled. So that's where I come along. Others were that just there. There's just yeah, they were just buried here in whatever rags they had on. So that's that. And I mean, this whole thing seems to be also like some sort of similar as the above. It seems to be some sort of this maze-like structure, even if not more elaborate. But I seem to be finding my path very well in here, even though it is unknown territory. But it lets me maybe the familiarity with before, so there's similar architecture as before, and I'm remembering how to traverse maze-like structures more efficiently to not get lost, etc. I maybe can take some markings to see where I've gone, where I've not gone yet. So I progress much faster than I would have first anticipated anyway. So I delve further into the depths. And another strong head. Oh, that's just strong hits after strong hits. Okay, so there's another strong hit here. What's the other opportunity I can gain here? Let's see. It's of course another terrain thingy here. Terrain again. I always. You are alerted to a potential threat. Okay. Yeah, I can work with that. Yeah, why not? So I take +1 on my next action because I can sense, okay, there's something around the corner. There is I hear some noises, and I see, okay, I have time. They probably did not yet hear me, so I can take my time to prepare. So to do that, I prepare myself for where it comes there. I take out my bow, and then fearful anticipation, I take one of the arrows that the sauna gave me and notch that arrow, just to make sure that I take one of the good arrows and try to whatever is around the corner, kill it fast, and kill it permanently, hopefully. So that's nice for me. So let's see. So yeah, why not? Why not? Let's roll on the side table on what kind of denizen I would encounter around the bend. Ooh, it's an 85, so it's I don't have one set yet here, so it's an uncommon denizen. Okay, what could that be? Oh, that sounds nice. Oh yeah. So as I turn around, I can see what seems to be the shambling remains of one of the soldiers, or soldiers that were buried here together with San. So that's one of the San's soldiers, one of San's I don't know, the confidence followers. And the what's interesting here, even though it has been here for a long time, it's still, I mean, there's still some scrap of flesh around it. It has the fingernails that have like some sort of like grown even further, even beyond death. They have now become claw-like things. Yes, just completely black eyes. And what I could hear from around the corner is this horrifying wail that this thing is just muttering from itself. That's my impression of a whale. Deal with it. And it's just this, and I could maybe even see that. Yeah, why not? One of his arms is like, or hands is broken off, which seems to be looking like, or broken off in a sense. It's as he's moving around or limping around in its place. One of the hands is like torn off to an unnatural thing, an unnatural position, which looks like that he was one of them that has been tied down, that has been shackled, and he has broken off his shackles by just basically breaking the bones in his hands and getting his arm through or hand through, and then unshackling the other hand. That's how it is. And this person has, just by whatever dark magic or dark influence that's going on in this ruin and emanating from San, he has just been, the body, the mind, the soul just has been hollowed out over all these years that he has so yeah, why not? So and as I turn around, I can see it, and I as I said, I've prepared my bow and I've prepared to attack. So I enter the fray here. Or do I just battle it? Nah, it's a formidable foe here. So let's say I enter the fray with it, and I have +1 to that roll, and I of course roll it with yeah, that definitely now it's ambushed. So this at least makes sense for once. As I do it with wits, as I have seen him, or I have heard him, this wail around the corner, and I add 1 to that. But it's still a weak hit. Why not? When you roll a 1 on your action dice. So it's a weak hit. Yeah, I take the initiative. Definitely take the initiative against that. So I try to and it's at least it hits. I see I also get the momentum from the opportunity from before. So I try now to I mean, as I enter the room proper where his burial site is, I maybe like crunch on a step badly on one of the stones that are lying around here, and so the husk is turning around and seeing me, and but I still manage to keep my calm, or calm in some sense, and still try to fight him off. But I will try to aim carefully. So basically 1 shot, 1 kill him. So I'm trying to secure an advantage, and because I have the archer combat talent, I get a +1 on that. And again, I do this with it's precision. I would probably say it's edge here. But then again, it's expertise, insight, or observation. It's a bit both, I guess. But I think, yeah, it's edge. I mean, it's how archery works anyway. So let's do secure an advantage here with edge and get the bonus on it. It's a strong hit, which is good. So I retain my I retain my initiative. I also get +2 momentum on a strong hit because oh no, I lined up my shot, so I rolled +edge, so I take +1 momentum on a hit. So I take +1 momentum, so I'm at 4 now. And now I can choose make another move now, and add +1, which I do definitely. So so now I try to strike because I lined up my shot anyway, and this is striking again from range, which is +edge, plus the modifier of 1 for my strong hit, and I miss. Well, great. Okay, I rolled a 6 in total and a 10 and a 9 on my challenge dice, which is just god awful. Your attack fails and you must pay the price. Way. Why not? So let's see what I can do. Let's roll for once on the pay the price. It wastes resources. Yeah, I mean I lose one of the arrows. Why not? Yeah, let's reduce the supply here. I mean I wasted just one of the good arrows by missing it completely. I lose the initiative as well. I mean, tripping over that loose rock or whatever, and that where he approaches me. Yeah, that's bad. So he just turns around and is letting out this horrifying howl against me and trying to so basically trying to dishearten me somewhat. So he's like yeah what how do you say words are lost on me. Discourage me maybe. To taunt me a bit maybe even. So how does this work theoretically? I mean, he's not directly attacking me. I mean, I could say that I mean, that would probably mean that because he turns around and let's go this howl. Let's see. Let's make a heart roll to see if or no, even better, a spirit roll maybe. To see if I am affected by it. And I would say on a strong hit, I can shake it off. And on a weak hit, I on a weak hit, I maybe just I endure stress, but only one. And on a miss, I would endure stress completely. So I would lose because it's a formidable enemy. I would lose 3 spirits and then endure stress. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's roll on spirit here. I have no modifier for that. It's a miss. Okay. Jeez, again, a 10 and a 9 on the challenge dice. So that means I have to endure stress completely. So that's 3 stress here, which takes me down to 1. And now I have to roll for Spirit or Heart again, which are both at 1, so that doesn't matter. Okay, it's a miss, but I could burn momentum to make it a weak hit, which is probably the miss just gives me -1 momentum, so maybe it's not that bad. And I'm not at 0 spirit. Instead of burning it, I just lose 1, so I'm at 3 instead of 2. Yeah, it makes sense. So whatever. I just suffer 1 momentum. So this startles me a bit. Of course, the whale turns around to a more loud howl and just shakes me off completely and unaware, and I have to shake my head a bit and get away this horrifying sound that comes from this creature. So I just try to shake it off and notch one more arrow. This time, not one of mine's, and I try to hit it again. I guess I'm clashing here this time because I don't have the initiative. I'm still at range because we basically didn't change any position here. So I clash. I try with another arrow, but basically it's just within the this howl. I just basically more or less blindly let just lose one of the arrows. It's a weak hit. So I inflict my harm, which is which is 2 progress. But then I have to pay the price, and my foe has the initiative. I mean, I basically just let loose one of the arrows. I'm still startled, and I don't see. He is just from out of nowhere, it seems, very quickly just closing the distance and just I mean, basically he howls and with the last as he's stopping, and the howl is still clanging around, echoing around this chamber, and with that, as soon as he's finished, he just lunges forwards and claws me in my face and my body and my upper body with his long fingernails. I claw directly through. So I suffer the full damage here. So that's 3 damage. So I'm at 2 health. Then I roll either plus health or iron, which is plus health because this is plus 2. It's at least a strong hit here. At least. Why is this strong hit? Okay, plus 2 health, and I rolled a 2. Whatever, never mind. So it's a strong hit at least. So what I can now do, I can shake it off. So I could suffer -1 momentum in exchange for 1 health. Or I can just embrace the pain, and yeah, I think I do here. I try to shake it off. I mean, so I lose 1 momentum, regain 1 health, so I'm at 3 health and 2 momentum. Yeah, that's wow. Out of nowhere this thing comes, and as I notch the arrow and just shoot it, because he's closing the distance so fast, I managed to hit it a bit at least, and this 1 arrow is just sticking out of him. But it badly clashes with it, and I shake. I push him to the side against the walls, and the bones that are in there, they rattle as I push him there, and stumbles down. And I try to regain that initiative. So I'm trying to turn the tide here. I'm risking it all. Okay, so I really have to do this. So I take +1 on that, and I get initiative. And again, since now we're probably in close combat, but now I have the advantage again, or the initiative again. I can hit it. I take out my my little knife swordy thingy here and try to hit him, and I miss. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, first off, my attack fails. I have to pay the price. That's just, do I have now to doubly pay the price? I don't know. You must suffer dire outcome. So I mean, firstly, I pay the price. So as I tried to hit it with my knife, I mean, it's just a last effort trying to, to push him aside, but the thing is quick on his feet again and lashes out again. So I'm at 0 health. Now I have to do harm. Which is now plus hard. It's weak hits. Okay, so I just press on, but I'm at 0 health. Um, that's definitely not great. Now the question for me is, do I endure it again because I was not able to. Yeah, I guess so. So again, flat, flat. So double the attack here. So it just flat, flat attacks me twice as it gets up, and I try and I my knife falls out of my hand, clatters uh, along the stone floor here. It attacks me again. So I have to suffer again. I don't have any health anymore, so I think um, I suffer momentum here. So I go to -1 momentum. That's great, and I have to roll again on hard. Yeah, that's probably not going to be great. It's another weak hit, so I press and press and press on. So I fail to turn the tide here. I'm completely out of health here. Can I can try to reach for my knife again and and hit it again. Can I flee somehow? That's a good question. Is there something like fleeing? I don't think there is. I mean, turn the tide is basically the only thing that's here to do that. So I mean, I fall down as he's basically crashing or flashing up from the ground. He's like grappling me and pushing me down onto the floor. That's why my short sword or knife swordy thingy is is um is thrown out of the hand. I got clawed and maybe even just clawed endlessly. There's blood everywhere around my face, my chest. The chest, there's a gaping wound directly on my chest, and it really hurts. And I try to grab my knife and punch it into him. So I clash, I guess, and it's in close quarters. I don't think that bodes well here. I'm probably way out of my league. It's a weak hit. So I at least do my harm here, which is 2 harm. But again, I pay the price here. Again, he does deal more damage to him. It's just endless swipes from his claws, left, right, left, right, left, right. Some of them I can dodge, some of them I can't. So I'm at now -4 momentum. It's just bonkers. I don't think I survived this. Endure harm, health. Oh no, it's probably iron. So it's still a weak hit. I still press on. So I continue to press on and press on. So I lash out again with my tiny knife, trying to end this thing. So I hit him again. Again, it's a weak hit. Again, I do some damage to it, and in return, it does some damage to me. I'm now completely at -6 thing here. So there's I think now a lot of things that's happening at the same turn. So this is going to be really great. So let's first manage everything here. So again, I suffered the damage here. So again, as I said, I'm now at -6. -6 momentum, which is just atrocious. So endure harming. I missed here. So if you're at 0 health, you must mark wounded or maimed, if currently unmarked. So I'm definitely wounded. I don't remember what wounded means again. So I'm wounded. I'm badly wounded. I mean, there's like gaping wound directly on my chest. Or maybe if currently unmarked, or I can roll on the thing here. Nah. I press on. I try to end this again. It's a brutal back and forth between me and him. Okay, there's another weak hit. I mean, oh wait, I also have to think. Yeah, it doesn't matter, I guess. It's just brutal back and forth against it here. So yeah, again, I roll against iron. I shake it off. I mean, my only real real thing here is if I would if I could get a strong decisive hit against him, but I definitely don't. At least this time around, I don't do even the progress. My power is just leaving me as this thing goes on. He has somewhat like indefinite stamina or endurance. It seems like it just it just continues on and on, and as my power is leaving me further and further, his seems to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Now I would say let's be honest here, and let's roll on the endure harm table here, and see if I die. 17, yeah, you are dying. You need to heal within an hour or 2 or face death. Yeah, I don't think I have any reason to be here. I mean, I thought I had the advantage against this thing, but this thing, there's just this unnatural dark magic here at play. There's it seems to be nimble and quick, which is way far outmatched. I did not hit him, which I should. I'm way outclassed here. This dark energy, this dark magic that's emanating from here is just brutal. So I have face death here. Where you are brought preparing to let eclipse the world beyond. Roll plus hard. I would have the Old Companion, but I don't have that. I'm nocturnal. It's a weak hit. So it could be death desires something of you in exchange for life. Envision what it wants, or ask the oracle and swear an iron vow. Or I just die, but not before making a noble sacrifice within your final moments. Yeah, I think this is a good time to end Kaivan's story. Um, and I think his last thoughts are that of his sister, of Solana, um, the times that they had when they were together, even though they were outcast. They still had each other, they supported each other, they had fun together. When they were walking through the woods together with their confidant, or with their with her foster mother, so to speak. As they learned how how nature works. So he's thinking about her. He sees her face, which is, it's not that he sees this husk when he dies. He just sees the face of Solana, and that's his last breath, with his last energy, just whispers her name and dies.